We're very happy that something has finally been done about Councillor Franklin's tweets that we raised 3 years ago. Our main reaction at this point is mostly just questioning why it took so long for something to actually happen.
And then also, how is it that people who are significantly high up in the local Conservative scene can be saying, the first I heard about it was today and I reacted as soon as I heard anything, when it was raised 3 years ago? How can people high up in the local Conservative Party be saying this is the first they've heard of it when we raised it 3 years ago? And how can they say they reacted as soon as they heard about it when evidence shows they knew about it 3 years ago?
And what was your reaction back in 2016 when no sanctions were taken against the councillor?
Well, it's one of those things that kind of just drifted away, as these issues tend to. It was supposedly looked at internally within the council. There was a new social media policy introduced as a result, but seemingly the Conservative Party took no actual action against Councillor Franklin for his tweets. And
that just seemed to be one of those things you just kind of go, well, what else can we do? If you raise it and people don't respond, then you kind of hit that wall.
And why do you think why do you think there were no sanctions imposed at the time?
Well, the evidence would seem to suggest that locally they saw they could do nothing and get away with it, which showed that it did, and nationally no one else paid attention because it was just a local issue that didn't break out.
Yeah, I think the local party just had an impression it would just go away if they just ignored it. It wasn't a big deal, but it does obviously start raising questions about how comfortable they are with the beliefs of Councillor Franklin within their party.
And also it kind of raises with other issues of, does this mean that there has to be some other way of raising these points at a national level to get local issues dealt with, otherwise they continue to get ignored?
What role do you think that because obviously you've been doing a lot of work around this, what impact do you think the investigation that you've done has had on the case?
Well, I think a significant thing that the blog does is it's a matter of record. So when this blew up again, we were able to straight away kind of send the link out and go that this is the piece that Ed wrote, 2.5, 3 years ago, just to remind everyone. And then Ed was able to kind of draw upon all that evidence that had been stored up.
Yeah, it's just a matter of having a record of everything that's gone on, really, because these things do so often just get swept aside and just disappear into the ether after a while. So it's just good to have a record of it we can throw back to later. Yeah.
And what do you think happens next in this case?
I mean, that's tough to say, isn't it? The National Party have clearly stepped in and told the local Conservatives to do something about Councillor Franklin, so they've suspended him as it stands. With local elections coming up in May, I think it's very difficult for him now to remain a candidate in these elections, but obviously that's now a matter for the Conservative Party to deal with. So.
It'd be interesting to see if he continues to attend council as an independent, because he's still he's still elected, he hasn't stood down, and it will be interesting to see who gets selected in his place, because we're still in a situation so close to the local elections where even the two main parties have not announced their full candidate list.